Hey, how you doing, brother?
Yeah.
You doing all right?
We talked to you before, yeah.
Hey, Hezekiah, nice to meet you. Hey, you got any children?
Hey, we taught him before. You know, yeah, you know you Israel.
You know you Israel? All praise. So what must you be teaching your children?
Always following God's footsteps.
So always been following God's footsteps. All right, so we're going to show you exactly what you must be teaching your children, all right? Because you look around the world today, you seen that article when it said they give children leeway to explore for gender identity. Have you seen that article? No, you haven't. So that's foolishness, right? So basically you have a child, you got a little girl, a little boy? A little girl. So basically they say it's okay for your child, your little girl say, you know what? If I want to be a boy, that's okay for me to be a boy. That sounds some foolishness, right? That sounds crazy. That's a sin. So let's show you what you're going to teach your child. We'll read this.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 1.
Read up.
Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which the Lord your God commanded to teach you.
Now jump down to verse 6. So these are the commandments. So you said follow in God's footsteps. Alright? Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 6. And these words which I command thee this day. Verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently. Teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
Right. So at all times you must be teaching your child the laws of God. That's so showing you what? If you don't know the commandments of God, how are you gonna teach your child that? You can't. You can't. But it said we taught you before. So what must you do from this day forward? Because if you got taught before and you may wasting time, how can you guide your child in the right way? You actually lead your child into the destruction. And think about this, you're the biggest target, right? Think about this, they want to take you out of the picture. Already, they want to take you out of the picture of your daughter's life. Think about that, they want to take you out of the picture. So they get you out of the picture, but think about this, if you don't know how to teach her the right way, you already doing a disservice.
Right.
You don't even have to teach her out of the picture if you don't know how to teach her the right way. You catch what I'm saying? So, let me get Sirach 5 and 7, because look, you gotta make haste to come back to the laws of God.
Right.
You can't be playing around no more. I'm telling you straight up as a brother. As you already heard this, you already know that you're Israel. And you say you got to teach her how to follow in God's footsteps. From this day forward, you can't play around no more. Because God is not going to treat you the same no more. Right. And you have a child. Showing you what? You hold at a higher responsibility. All right?
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 5 and verse 7.
Yep.
Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day.
So the Bible is telling us, God is telling us, make no tarrying, meaning what? Don't waste no time. And don't procrastinate when it comes to coming back to these laws of God. Okay, as a nation of people, as so-called black men, we always procrastinate. We always love to wait to the last minute. We say, you know what, hey, I can wait till next week. I'll take care of that next week. But we cannot do that as a people. Think about every decision you make, you should think about your daughter on your mind.
Right.
Every decision.
Right.
Do you do that? You do that, right? All right, let's finish it up.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth.
It says, suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth.
Right.
What do you think that's saying?
That's saying when you put forth the effort of what he's saying or what he's telling you to do, that means he's going to make a step.
All right, one more time. Hey, read it from the top.
Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth.
So he's telling you, hey, don't waste no time. Don't procrastinate. Because if you do, suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth. Now, what is that saying? Right. Right. Because as men, we don't know how long we're gonna live.
Right.
We don't know how long we don't know how much breath we have in our body.
Right.
So as long as you're feeling right now, you have a chance to get right. Because every decision you make is not for yourself.
Right.
That changes as soon as you have that child. So you gotta think about it. Now you have to really get right according to the Bible and show her the right way as well.
That's right.
So finish it up.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security.
So it's in your security. So when you thinking that everything is good, when you comfortable, when you lying down on your back, you like, you know what? The next day I'm gonna be all right. I'm all right right now. I'm good. Everything is all right. This is what can happen. Your heart can stop. You know what? The COVID-19 that's a real thing. Your lungs can stop working. Your lungs can collapse. Those are real things. That's a pestilence. That can happen to us. Who is that targeting the most?
Bring it up.
Huh? Well, what nation of people? The Israelites, right? The so-called blacks and Hispanics, right?
Right.
So we have the underlying conditions. At first we weren't getting hit by it, but now we are. But look, it's showing you look, your security. When you think and nothing's gonna happen to you, that's when the Lord will hit you with. So that's when you know for a fact, we gotta come back to God. We can't play no games with him.
Right.
And God ain't playing no games with us. Think about how we dying off. You think God wants to kill us? He don't. He don't. God wants us to live. Let me get Deuteronomy 30.
You know?
God wants us to live. So every chance, think about this. You already been taught before. Now you coming back again. That's not no coincidence. God wants you to choose the right life.
Yes.
So from this day forward, you have to make a decision. All right? So read that real fast.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 19.
Bring it up.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death.
So God is telling you right now, he said, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you. So everything that you've been doing has been recorded. It's been recorded. You don't want to get into front of, you want to come in front of God and he'll open up the books of everything that you've done. And you know what? Remember that time you met your brothers on the corner and they will teach you how to get your life right and you turn away from them? How would you feel in that day when you being judged for everything you done and you had a chance that day to get your life right?
Oh.
And you decided to go off with your own business. Think about it. You have a chance to get right. No matter what you did before in your past life, no matter what you're doing right now, you can change that today.
That's right.
No matter if you're whoremongering, you selling drugs, no matter what you're doing. Think about Paul. Paul was a murderer. And Paul did most of the works of the New Testament. He wrote most of the New Testament.
Right.
That's your forefather. So you have to think about that. You can change your life today.
Yes.
Read it again.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death.
He said, I set before you life and death.
Right.
What is that life? To get right. That life, you know what? You know the one, Proverbs? That life is applying the laws of God.
That's right.
That life is applying the laws of God. But if you decide to turn away your ear again, what's the next gonna happen to you? Destruction.
Yes.
And we don't know how it's coming. We don't know how it's coming. So we can't make, I said earlier, how we read. Don't waste no time. Don't tarry. All right?
Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 2.
No.
Keep my commandments and live.
You know one more time?
Keep my commandments and live.
So God is telling us, hey, keep my commandments and live. Now go back. Go back.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 19.
No.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life.
He said, therefore choose life. Showing you what? Hey, God does not want to put you to death.
Right.
But he will if he has to. Because he's going to stand by his word. Just like, because he's a real father. He's a real father. So he's going to make sure he does what he says. Matter of fact, let me get Hebrews 12. Hebrews 12. Because God made sure he stand by his word. Think about when we came here on slave ships. God said that's going to happen if we don't obey his commandments, right? And that happened. God said we're going to be cursed in the city.
Right.
Are we not in every project and every ghettos?
Straight up.
We are, right? That happened. And we're not overpopulated prison systems? That's happening, right? Are we not getting killed in the streets? That's happening, right?
You know?
Think about it. God made sure he stands by every word that he's saying. That's a real father.
That's right.
He made sure he stands by it. But also at the time of our blessings, think about King David. You know a little history about King David?
Not really.
King David, King Solomon. Those are the times we were blessed.
Right.
We were ruling the earth. We had the other nation paying taxes to us.
Right.
Think about that. You have think about the so-called white man, right? The so-called Chinese man. Think about them. They come to pay you taxes. Try to picture that in your mind right now. They come to pay you taxes, and you got to worry about your people working. You can't even think about that right now because you've been working all your life. Right. Ever since you've been born, you've been born into a curse.
Right.
You can't even think about it right now. But read about it.
Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 6.
You know?
For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
He said, whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. Showing you what? When we go through these afflictions, showing you what? God, he loves us. He put us through these for a reason. He's not playing no games with us. He's like your child. If she does something out of order, what you gonna do to her? You apply authority. And in the fashion that you think is right for her, right? The same thing that happened to who? The Israelites.
That's
The so-called blacks and Hispanics. Right. You what? God is not playing with us at the same time. So why you think we should play around? Think about this. When you tell your child to do something, you think your child should wait to do it, or she should do it right then and there? Right then and there.
Yes,
You see how quick you say that? Which thing how God feels about us?
Bring it up.
He feels the same way.
You know?
Read.
If ye endure chastity, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons?
Showing you what? Everybody's not going through the same affliction that we going through as a nation. God is not dealing with them.
Right.
Think about this. When it comes down to the afflictions of the so-called African Americans, right? Does everybody go through that?
Bring it up.
No. Everybody doesn't go through what we go through. The so-called white man, he doesn't go through what we go through. So-called Chinese man, they don't go through what we go through. But God dealing with us as his sons.
That's right.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.